Happy Friday, guys. I'm here with a little bit of Friday funny and a little bit of motivational tip too. I'll start with the funny about Gunner. I could probably tell you something every week that's funny about Gunner. He lives with me and his papa, and we're in our 50s, and he's just 9 years old. But people tell him he has an old soul because he lives with us. Wednesday night, while my husband was teaching, he was teaching about believing and having faith. And he was using the illustration, the story of where the father came to Jesus and was like, Jesus, my son has got a devil. It throws him in the fire and it cuts him. He said, can you help me? Well, Jesus addresses the man and says, do you believe? And the father says, I believe, but help my unbelief. Kenny says, but sometimes people would just wrote that. He says people would just walk by the boy and said, oh, he'll be all right. He'll be all right. Well, Gunner looks at me because he's sitting down the other end of the pew from me, and he points at me and he says, that's Memo. Y'all, you'll be all right. Oh, they'll be all right. They'll get over it. And he gets that. He got that because he'll come in here from outside and he's fell down, and he has scratched himself or he's hurt his little hand or something. And I'll tell him, oh, you'll be all right. You'll be all right. He'll come in here and one of his friends has fell down. And I'll say, oh, they'll be all right. They'll get over it. So he's picked up on that. And he was like pointing at me when Papa said, some people would have wrote that boy off and just said, don't worry about him. He'll be all right. He'll get over himself. So that was the funny. We started laughing about that. And me and my husband laughed about it even last night, I think it was, possibly this morning. We laughed about what Gunner said. One thing about children, they will definitely tell on you. They will repeat things and tell things that they see and hear or whatever. But the motivational thing that I would like to share today is a little bit of, motivational, possibly. And on the other side of don't be so judgmental. I found these scriptures today. I want to read them. In Matthew 26, it's just like 3 verses. Starting in the 20th verse. Now when the evening was come, he sat down with the 12. And as they did eat, he said, verily I say unto you, that one of you shall betray me. And they were exceeding sorrowful, and began every one of them, to say unto him, Lord, is it I? I just wonder if there's not a little bit of Judas in all of us. That was his 12 disciples. Now Judas already knew he was the one. But why would the other 11 say to Jesus, is it I? Why would you say that unless you felt like there could be failure in you, or you felt like you could easily be the one to betray Jesus? I want to think in maybe the next chapter, maybe in the same chapter. No, it's in the same chapter. He calls Judas his friend. When Judas brings the mob and he says, the one that I kiss will be Jesus. And when Judas approached Jesus, Jesus said to him, this is his very words, friend, wherefore art thou come? Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know that I could call somebody a friend that I know they're coming to betray me. But yet we're supposed to be like Jesus. They're coming and they're going to stab you in the back. But we should still call them a friend. And one lesson that I've learned that I've learned personally myself. Never ask God, how can someone do something? Never ask Him, or never say, I don't know how they could do that. Why would they do that? Don't never do that. Because I know from experience, God will let you see how they did it. Because sometimes He'll let you fall in that same trap, in that same predicament. And you'll look back and you'll say, I see now how they did that. Or I see now why they did that. Whatever the failure is, whatever it was, from backsliding, from adultery, whatever the category is, never say, I don't know how they could do that. Because I promise you, if you're doing it in a judgmental spirit, it's going to come back. I mean, it's just the Word of God. There's no denying it. It's the Word of God. But be encouraged today and ask yourself, am I really being like Jesus? If I know someone is coming to betray me and someone's going to stab me in my back, can I still call them my friend? Never put yourself up high. Take heed lest you think you're going to stand. Those that think they can stand, take heed lest you fall. Nobody is above falling. So I love y'all today, and I hope I've encouraged you today, and I hope you had a good laugh with Gunner. But it was just one of them Kodak moments where you just had to been there. But y'all have a great day, and I'll holler at you later.